Okay. Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
Today we're going to talk about annulments because this comes up quite frequently in both our Kansas and our Missouri side. So, do you know anything about annulments?
No.
I thought not. Okay, so when you want to get an annulment, which is different than divorce, you do it in your own city and your own state, regardless of where you've gotten married. So if you've done a proxy marriage with us in Kansas, or you've come to our walk-in weddings on the Missouri side, and you want to get an annulment, and maybe you live in another state, you you just do it in your own city and state. Right, Christopher?
Right.
Right. Okay. So an annulment is different than divorce because an annulment makes your marriage completely vanished, like it never existed in the first place. So that's kind of cool because then, like maybe this was your second marriage. If you get an annulment, it makes it like you only have had one marriage.
Right.
So an annulment, there's different grounds for an annulment. First of all, you can do it like within 1 to 2 years after the marriage. But if it's been like 5 or 6 years, you're going to have to do a full-blown divorce. Annulments are also cheaper than divorces. Usually it's around $600, I think, for the most part. A lot of times you can do them yourselves. Christopher, what are some grounds for annulment that you can think of? Like you could do an annulment because why?
Well,
Come on now, babe. Think of something. Oh my
somebody
God.
wasn't telling the truth when they got married. Apparently.
Yes, very good. That would be called fraud. And with fraud, that's the most common ground that is cited. And with fraud, it's because you would not have married this person had you known this particular fact or set of facts about this person ahead of time. Generally, they're big fat liars. In a lot of cases, maybe they lied about, like if they're incarcerated, say, they lied about what they actually did or how long they're incarcerated for, or that maybe they have a ton of girlfriends on the side that they're getting money from that they didn't tell you about. So that would be fraud is the most common thing. But you can also, other grounds you can cite would be insanity. My very favorite one. You didn't know they were insane before you married them. I'm trying to think of other ones. There's like a little list. Fraud, insanity, oh shoot.
Non-consensual marriage, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe you were coerced into the marriage. Maybe somebody had a gun to your head and forced you into it, and they like put it under their shirt and they were holding it against your back when you had to say I do, and they pushed it real hard, and then you kind of had to say I do, or else like they would have so anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, annulment. And one of my favorite stories regarding annulment is the 1 hour couple. That's our very favorite story. Remember?
Yeah, vaguely.
Oh my
Tell the
God.
story.
Oh my God. This is what it's like with him all the time. Okay, so we had the 1 hour couple. Starting with, they met the day before on Facebook, and they were in different states. And right from the start, they had just friended each other, and she loved his post, and she said, LOL, we should get married. And he said, okay. And so she said, all right, let's do it. So they met the very next day at a courthouse here in Kansas City. And when they came to us, they had known each other for exactly
1 month.
Why do you always say that? When we
Anyone
tell
tell
the story, he always says 1 month. And it's called the 1 hour couple. It's 1 hour. They knew each other 1 hour when they came to our chapel. And I said, you guys are crazy. What are you doing this for? And they said, no, we love each other. We're meant to be. Okay, so they got married. We did it. We thought they were crazy. And then she calls me the next day and she says, I can't do this anymore. He's nothing like he was yesterday. He's heard it so many times he doesn't find it funny anymore. But I think that's hysterical. Anyway, they had to do an annulment. And she said, well, just can't you just tear up the marriage license? And, we had already sent it off to the courthouse. So, no, you can't. And once that happens, you just do an annulment. Oh, sham marriage. That's another thing. Maybe you were drunk and you got married. Or you had known each other for 1 hour and you decided he's nothing like he was yesterday. That's another grounds for annulment. So, is there anything more you would like to say about annulment, Mr. Remington?
Nothing I can think of, baby.
Yeah, we've been married for 11 years coming up next month, and it's too late for us to get an annulment. Not that I would ever want one. Nor would you.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, thank you for tuning in, and don't get an annulment unless you truly want one. Okay. Oh, one more thing. You could probably do it on your own as well. And it's a civil matter, so contact the civil court. Thank you, and goodbye. And cut, somehow or another.